Test. Good evening and welcome to tonight's WIAA regional matchup between the Marshall Cardinals and the Winnebago Lutheran Academy Vikings. To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to stand, remove your hats, and place your hand over your heart for the singing of our national anthem performed by WLA sophomore Olivia Hack.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. And the rockets red the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the
The WIAA requires good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators.
Well, I'd like to welcome you in here to the campus of Winnebago Lutheran Academy. Jordan King with you here. It's WIAA regional action between the Vikings and the Cardinals. Cardinals hailing from Marshall, and of course, you're listening and watching on WLA TV for the Vikings. We'll get you the starting lineups for both of these teams. It was a scramble to get up here and live by 7 o'clock. Normally they give us till 7:15, so we got it up and running, and we're rolling here for the WIAA regional. Vikes and Cards, we'll get you the starting lineup. First, let you hear from the Vikings themselves.
Sophomore outside hitter, number 10, Melena Dins.
Junior outside hitter, number 11, Amber Johnson.
Senior middle, number 12, Peyton Chemnitz.
Junior setter, number 13, Siri Kuski.
Senior defensive specialist, number 14, Michaela Carey.
A sophomore middle, number 16, Lindsay Nell.
Sophomore right side hitter, number 21, Abby Cole.
Junior libero, number 17, Kira Shea.
Head coach, Jamie Recker.
There you go. Those are the Vikings once again in order. Number 10, Melena Dins, outside hitter. She's a sophomore. Junior Amber Johnson, number 11. Senior Peyton Chemnitz, number 12. Junior Siri Kuski, number 13. Senior defensive specialist, number 14, Michaela Carey. Lindsay Nell is a sophomore, wearing number 16, in the libero, number 17, Kiara Shea. You heard Abby Cole in there. That was if the Vikings won the toss and would start with the serve. So Cole will start on the bench with the defensive specialist, Michaela Carey, starting for the Vikings. For the Cardinals, number 1, Kirsten Hull. Number 4, Molly Fritter. Number 7, Aaron Virgil. Number 10, Taylor Matson. Number 12, Hallie Weinsensel. Number 13, Katie Luzinski. And then their libero, number 6, Isabella Lontop. This is a 9-8 matchup between these two, so you make the playoffs. You get a chance to put a win under your belt, and then you got a tough task ahead of you. They would have to go play the number 1 seed Lakeside Lutheran. So we're just about ready to go here. The teams will shake hands. Of course, the Vikings in their home blues with the white numbers and black. And for the Cardinals in the away reds, black numbers, white trim. Vikings finished 4th in the flyweight conference. They finished just behind Mayville, who they lost to head-to-head. The winners of the flyweight this fall was St. Mary's Springs. They knocked off Laconia. That was a pseudo-conference championship to end the season, and Springs won that one. So they won the conference, were the 4 seed in the regional, and Laconia the 5 seed. So perhaps not the respect that maybe the flyweight conference thinks it deserves, but that's why you play the games. So Marshall will get us going here. Again, the 9 seed, which is why they had to travel here, and was a little bit of a debate, I'm sure, a topic of debate. Who was the 9 and who was the 8? A little bit of a drive coming from the Madison area. There's the first point off of the tip. No, there was no whistle. They're going to award it now. First point goes to Marshall. It was a sprawling Amber Johnson who couldn't quite get her hand underneath it, and the first point goes to the Cards, 1-0. Serve receive is Melina Dins. Kuski looks for Johnson. Johnson into the block and then tries to dig it back up, and it's wide. Vikings are going to use a little bit more of a 5-1 formation here with Siri Kuski playing all the way around. It usually was Kuski, and then the second setter as Peyton Chemnitz gets her first kill of the evening. First for Peyton Chemnitz, the middle, who's done a nice job for the Vikings this season. Normally it had been Siri Kuski halfway around, and then the other half, it was number 4 sophomore Avery Supernand for the Vikes. Here's the first chance for Kuski, who's the best service player for the Vikes. Good swing on the near side. Vikes somehow get it across the net. That's a great job from Amber Johnson. Dug up by both Chemnitz and Cole before Johnson got a swing at it. And that's a good spot. That's number 7, Erin Virgil, her first kill for the senior. It's 3-1. Avery Supernand picked up a injury earlier this year, and the Vikes went to a 5-1 and have started to play really well. Won a set against the conference champion St. Mary's Springs Academy. That's the only common opponent, by the way, between these two. Vikes obviously have to play to 3 sets with Springs being in conference. It was a non-conference tournament situation, as there's another point for the Cardinals for when Marshall played St. Mary's Springs. And Marshall did force a 3rd set, so you just play the 3 sets, play best of 3, just got to get 2. And they lost 2-1. That was in the tournament in Rio. It's the libero, Isabella Lontop. Serve received from the libero of the Vikings. Here's Johnson. Good down the line. It's going to carry him off the backboard and fall harmlessly to the gym floor. And there's the second point for the Vikes. And a good swing that time from Amber Johnson. She'll step back to the service line and try to get things going for the Vikes, who trail by a pair. Good serve from Johnson to the back row. And just should be a free one. Chemnitz, Kuski, looks far side. Dins first swing of the night, and it's deep for Melina Dins. So not a perfect start here for the Vikings. Cole comes on to the floor. She's been on for the last couple of points. She comes on for Carey. Carey, the defensive specialist, and replaced by the right-sided player, Abby Cole. That's off the tape, and that's unlucky for the Vikings. As a good start to see a good start here for Marshall. 6-2. And they'll continue. This is into the net, so There's the first loose one from Marshall. That was number 5, Courtney Checky. I would imagine she's probably a service specialist. She just came in to serve, and now back to the bench she goes, replaced once again by Erin Virgil. And Peyton Chemnitz will step back to serve for the Vikes. We've told you, if you've watched any of it here on WLA TV, as we got a point for the Vikings, one of the Marshall players was into the net. Chemnitz was not an all-time server for the Vikings early in the season. She did not serve at all. She came off. Vikings dealt with some injuries, dealt with some illness, and it necessitated Chemnitz to have to serve, as that one's off the block. I think that was number 1, Kirsten Hull, one of the freshmen that plays for these Cardinals. And it was off of the block of Abby Cole and out. 7-4. And it's Hull back to serve. Dug up by Shea. Found Kuski. Kuski with a nice set backwards to Abby Cole. Free one here. Shea. Kuski. Far side. Din's second swing of the night. Off the tape. This one sprawling out is Hull. And another free one for the Vikes. Let's see if the Vikes can get into some transition here. Middle tipped. Little off balance there was Lindsay Nell. Far side. Good swing this time. Dug up by Dins. Kuski gets there. Just has to feed one across the net. Into the net. And a nice job dug out by Johnson. Another free one coming for the Cards. Back set. Back row swing for Hull. Chance here for the Vikings. Far side. Dins. Swing. Cross court. Don't believe it took a touch. It didn't. And it'll be a point for the Cardinals. So a nice 2-0 run to respond for Marshall as they lead at 8-4 here early in the first. Shea. Kuski, middle. First real swing of the night here for Lindsay Nell. That's into the net. That should be forward. I was going to say, Nell didn't touch that, so that's a 4th hit for the Cards. Carey will come back in and replace Abby Cole as she goes to the back, and she will serve when she is beckoned onto the floor. Hull takes a seat for the Cardinals. 8-5, we'll see if Michaela Carey can spur a little bit of a Viking run here. That was gonna be a difficult one. Better safe than sorry for the Cards. Chance here. Johnson looks forward. Kuski's gonna have to give a free one. It was a decent job there by the Vikings to just get it across. Johnson receives that one. Kuski looking to the far side. Dins perfectly timed off the block. Great block from Marshall. Far side once again. Another chance here for Dins. Down the line, and she got it. Found the corner, did Milena Dins. And her second kill of the evening. Milena Dins gets cooking. Marshall could be in some trouble. She found the line there. 6-8. Another deep one from Carey. Has to deal with it, do the Cardinals. Tipped, and a nice spot there. That's number 3, Lilia on top. She's another freshman for this Marshall squad. Vikings right around 500. They finished 4th in the flyway out of the 7 flyway teams. Nice dig there, and pass from Siri Kuski, and 2 in a row for Milena Dins. Marshall finished 5 out of 6 in their conference. Dins, nice serve. Leads the team in ace percentage. Almost had another one there. Dins able to tip it up and over by Amber Johnson. Should have a free one here for the Vikings. It doesn't even get over the net. Swing attempt there from the libero, Isabella Lontop, and it's back to a 1-point match. Dins will continue to serve. Good one here. Ace for Milena Dins. First of the match for the Vikings. And the Vikes have clawed their way all the way back to a tied first set here, 9-9. We're down by as many as 4 here in the first set. Dins will continue. Takes a big kind of a gallop towards the line and always hits it with some downspin on it. Makes it very difficult. Tip from Johnson. Dealt with well, and good positioning by Marshall. That's a nice off-speed attempt from the Cardinals. Here's Lindsay Nell into the tape. It was tipped. Didn't look like it was tipped, but they called tip right away. Here's a chance for the Cardinals. Shea, Kuski, far side. Johnson off the block and down in the Vikes lead. For the first time tonight, WLA has its lead. 10-9, and the home team is on top. Nice swing there on the far side by Amber Johnson, as the Vikes have rattled off now what is a 5-1 run, I do believe. And Dins will continue. Another good one from her. And a free one coming for the Vikings. Kuski. Oh, there's a miscommunication. Not sure if that was supposed to go to Dins or if that was supposed to go to, I believe it was supposed to go to Lindsay Nell. Nell was looking for kind of a slide play as we're tied back up at 10, and she ran right into Milena Dins. Couple of sophomores. So the Cardinals will have another chance from the service line. Johnson has to hit this one from standing still. Off speed so far has been the attempt from the Cards. That's off the block and through. So first kill of the night for Lindsay Nell. Be nice to get her going. One of the middles it would be good to get going, and she's replaced by the other middle, Peyton Chemnitz. Kira Shea, the libero, back to serve her first chance here from the service line. It's a good one, a little bit short, dealt with by her counterpart on the other side, the libero for the Cardinals. Shea, Kuski, Chemnitz down for her second kill of the evening. And the Vikes going to force a timeout. We're going to take it with them, get calmed down here. 12-10, Vikes lead it here in the first set. Stay with us on WLA TV. So once again, coming out of the timeout here, the Vikings lead it 12-10. Shea continues from the service line. Chance here on the near side, left-hand swing from the Cardinals. Chemnitz gets it once again. Good tip. Dealt with better this time from Marshall. They get it across the net. Shea, Kuski, far side, Johnson. Little mistimed there from the Vikings. And dealt with better, but I believe we got a double hit. We do. And a point for the Vikings. So a couple of mistakes in the last couple of minutes for the Cardinals have helped the Vikings take what is now a 3-point lead. Shea continues. Dealt with by Lontop. Off the block and down was Abby Ward. And Ward will take a seat as starter Hallie Weissensel comes back onto the floor, trying to chip in to this 2-point Viking lead. Also back onto the floor, the freshman Kirsten Hole. Here's the serve. It's a good one. Knuckles down, dealt with by Shea. Kuski tipped Chemnitz, and it's not going to get over the net. And that's a little bit one you'd want back for sure. Chemnitz maybe trying to be a little too cute with that one, and it finds the top of the tape and down, 13-12. Weissensel will continue. Jump serve from her. Carey. Shea. Should be a free one here for Marshall. Carey gets it across. That was close. Almost could have left that one. Big left swing into the block and down in play for the Vikings. Couldn't tell if that was Johnson or Chemnitz. Doesn't matter. It's down and a point for the Vikings. That was Kate Luzensky, I believe, on the swing for the Cardinals. Couldn't tell if it was her or Lilia Lontop. Either way, the Vikes will take it. They lead back by 2, 14-12. Good one here from Kuski. Ace for the Vikings. First for Kuski. Told you about how dangerous Milena Dins can be from the service line. Siri Kuski can too. Usually less so in terms of service aces. Kuski's someone who's going to put the ball in play and make you beat the Vikings. As I say that, here's back-to-back aces from Siri Kuski. And a good start here. I should say a good response. Not the best start for the Vikings. But now they're starting to have some breathing room between them and the Cardinals. 4-point lead, 16-12. Another good one from Kuski. This one is dealt with by the Cardinals. Should have a relatively free one coming here for the Vikes. Kuski back to the front row, sets backwards. Here's Cole off the block. Dealt with by the Cardinals. Another free one. Kuski back to the front row, pushes far side. Johnson, good swing off the block. And into the net was Marshall. Another point for the Vikings. 17-12. Vikings a little shaky to start off this match, but since then have certainly gotten things going. Passing has been better. Kuski, a terrific ball handler for the Vikings, and they've gotten some good swings here. This has not just necessarily been a case of making Marshall play the ball. They've put Marshall under a lot of pressure. Nice tip there, and a good finish by Lilia Lontop. And the freshman's got her second kill here in the first set, 17-13. It'll send Isabella Lontop, the senior libero, back to the service line. And she goes there with the jump serve. Kuski, center. Chemnitz, couple of different swings, and she's got her third kill. Chemnitz, tallest player on the floor for the Vikings, and her third kill of the first set results in a 5-point Viking advantage. We'll take the timeout with them. Back with more. You're watching WLA Varsity Volleyball, WIAA regional action on WLA TV. Stay with us. So I think if you asked Coach Recker after the first couple of minutes of this first set, you would say they underperformed, probably. Not the case here as the set has worn on. Another free one. Chance Kuski center, and Chemnitz was a little off balance, couldn't get a good swing on it, but another free one coming. Chemnitz tips it up. Shea deals with it, and Kuski's going to have to give a free one back to the Cards. This is better from Marshall off the tip of Chemnitz. Kuski, far side, Dins back onto the floor, and she's down. Dins with her fourth kill here in the first set. 19-13, starting to reach danger territory here for Marshall as they try to stymie some of the Vikings' momentum. That's a good one there from Amber Johnson. Shea, underhand set far side, off the block and down. Dins has 5. The sophomore star for the Vikings has come to play here tonight, and she is filling up the stat sheet here in the first set offensively. Johnson continues. Vikings, worth noting, have served incredibly well. I won't say what I'm going to say because you'll all call it the curse of the commentator if I say it. That's a good tip from Abby Cole. Her first kill as she tips it over the block and down. Both timeouts have already been used by Marshall, so they can only, Coach Schmitz can only look and encourage from the sideline from here on out. Can't do anything about the run that the Vikings are on. That's Kirsten Hull, who gets her first kill here of the first set to cut it back to 7. But once again, we're in kind of danger territory. If you're the Cardinals, got to rattle off a couple of points here to keep the Vikings honest. Otherwise, you're starting to try to gain momentum here for the second set, because this first set is kind of in that sort of territory, especially if Dins keeps it up. Dins is long this time, deep. Did not hit the block. Second time we've seen Dins do that. You're okay with those if, you know, the other 2/3 of the time it's hitting down inbounds. There's a service error for Marshall. Another point for the Vikes, 22-15. They're 3 points away from sealing this first set. Shea goes out. Chemnitz will serve. Both middles are on the floor with Lindsay Nell in the front row. Chemnitz. Set here to the near side. Off of the block of Cole goes Hole. And the second kill for Kirsten Hole. That's all the break Kiera Shea gets. Sip of water, if that. Unless Chemnitz goes on any sort of serving tear, that's kind of the lot she has to live. Free one here for Marshall. Not the best offense run there by the Cardinals. It ends in a double hit. And the Vikes are a pair of points away. Up 7. Just got to win 2 of the next 9 if they wish to win this first set. Carey back in. Michaela Carey, defensive specialist. She's on to serve. Good one from her. Set back. Little off balance, but a decent swing there for the Cardinals. Kuski looks to the middle, tipped by Nell. Good body control by Lindsay Nell. And it was one of the Cardinals once again into the net. They're going to say number 4, Molly Fritter. And that was great body control by Lindsay Nell, because she very well could have been the one into the net. She wasn't. And Carey continues. Off the block. Thought that might have been the first set point. Off the block once again and down. That was good persistence there from Abby Ward, who gets her second kill of the first set for the Cardinals. Between sets, we're gonna try to reset the camera here. May go blank for a couple of seconds, and I do apologize, but we're having a little lag here, so we're gonna see if we can fix that between the sets. Kuski looks behind her. Again, looking for the slide play there, miscommunication with Nell. And we've seen this before. We talk about momentum a lot here on the volleyball broadcast. It's now within 6 points. It's going to be very tough for Marshall to win this first set. But if they can get a little momentum, and just as I say it, the next serve is an error into the net, and the Vikes win the first set, 25-18. And that's just what the doctor ordered if you're a Vikings fan. First set win, and see if they can continue it on here. Again, we're going to try to few things here with the video, so I apologize if it goes blank for just a couple of seconds. Appreciate you tuning in. You're watching WLA Varsity Volleyball. It's WIAA regional action between the Cardinals and the Vikings, and you're watching on WLA TV. Stay with us. Just about ready here for the second set to start. We're going to try, as Siri Kuski gets going. First swing into the net. This is number 7, Aaron Virgil, who is into the net, and the Vikes lead it quickly 1-0. And the benefit of broadcasting on WLA TV, where we're all good friends and we can help each other out. And number 10 is into the net there, Taylor Matson, second point for the Vikings. I have been informed that the audio is a little off, so I'm going to play with that here. Hat tip to one of the WLA all-time greats, Elena Supernand, who is tuning in from up in Bemidji, Minnesota. Is that a town? Bemidji State is where Elena Supernand is, plying her basketball talents. She played on the WLA. She's a Viking volleyball alumnus, you know. Here's a swing for the Cardinals. Kuski, far side. Amber Johnson, that's off the block and just about down. Dealt with well here by the Vikings and by the Cardinals. Here's Chemnitz, who pushes it down, gets her 4th kill of the night. But appreciate Elena letting us know that the audio is a little off, so we're going to try to fix that. Hopefully it's better here. And certainly appreciate her tuning in. Probably to watch little sister play. Avery's out there now, number 4 for the Vikings. She does the setting when Kuski's off the floor. Now, again, the Vikes have gone to a 5-1, so Kuski not going to leave the floor very often anymore. But the versatility of Avery Supernand allows her to still get time out there and be valuable to this team. Great server. And she can also swing for the Vikes. Good defensive player as well. 5-0 run here to start for the Vikings. And Kuski will continue. Vikings went on several of these long Siri Kuski-led runs in the spring, the alternate fall season, as Chemnitz goes deep in the first point for Marshall here in this second set. But you don't want to get caught defensively. Side out as quickly as possible, and easier said than done, I understand. Because Kuski puts you under a lot of pressure and kind of gets you out of sync offensively. But a nice job there for the Vikings to start this second set much better than they did the first. Take a lot of pressure off yourself when you start a set like this. Here's Chemnitz, tips it over. Chance here for the Cardinals. Near side has to be a tip over the block of Chemnitz and Supernand. Johnson couldn't get there. And a couple of quick points here for Marshall. Hallie Weinsinsel back to the service line for her first chance here in the second set. Sprawling Kiera Shea, far side, Supernand swings off the block and down. First kill for Avery Supernand. That was hammered by the sophomore. 4 sophomores that contribute a ton for this Vikings team. Avery Supernand, Milena Dins, Lindsay Nell, Abby Cole. And Johnson, oh, that was close. That was close to an ace for Amber Johnson. Just pulled back, and that's the first service error, at least by my count, for the Vikings. When the Vikes serve it well, they have been in every match they've played this season, with the exception of a couple. And they've played some good teams. Fox Valley Lutheran, they played a couple of times. Here's a cross-court smash from Milena Dins. That's her 6th kill. And she was so laissez-faire about that swing. That was perhaps the best swing of the night by either team. And I think people are just kind of used to seeing that from Milena Dins. Cardinals coming back at it, off the block and down. That's a nice, smart play from Hull, who instead of power went for placement and just tipped it off the side of the arm of Avery Supernand. 7-4, and a decent response here from Marshall to chip back into what is striking distance now. 3-point deficit for them. And on the floor is their service specialist, Courtney Checky, who's a junior for the Cardinals. That's a good one. Johnson, Dins. Dins far side, free one coming for the Cardinals. Sent over by Kuski. Chance here on the near side hole. Dug up by Shea. Far side. Dins off the block. Johnson's right there to deal with it for the Vikings. Free one coming. Passed over by Dins. Back to the front court. And a nice swing from Hole. She's got 3 quick ones here for Kirsten Hole in the second set. 4 total on the night, and it's back to a 2-point match. Or a 2-point set, I should say. Jump serve. Shea digs it up. Kuski, middle. Good swing from Nell. Just stoned. It's in. Thought it was just looked a little bit deep from where I'm sitting. Good thing I'm not a referee. And it's 8-5. Michaela Carey going to check in for Avery Supernand. Good rotation there from Supernand. And Michaela Carey will serve. Good one from her. Middle, off the block of Nell, and yeah, I was going to say, I think Nell was into the net. And I think she knew it. The look she turned around and gave did not indicate one of, I didn't do that. So, Kirsten Hole will serve for her first chance in the second set. Good pass there from Shea. Kuski. Nell off the net. Couple of sprawling Cardinals keep it alive. That's a nice job by Marshall. Far side. Dins down. And dug out there from the Cards. Nice job by the libero of Marshall. Far side Dins once again off the block. It's out. And Dins has 7. 9-6. And Dins will have a chance here to serve. Dins is a little further down the rotation in terms of serving. That's another ace from Milena Dins, though, her second of the night. And 5th so far for the Vikings. I have the Vikes down for 5 aces and just 1 service error, which is certainly something that Coach Recker would be pleased about. Dins will continue. Jump serve. That's another good one. Off of the libero, lawn top, and back-to-back service aces for Milena Dins. 6 now for the Vikings as a team. That was a rocket. Another good one from Dins. Dealt with better this time from Marshall. They get a tip. Nell smart to it. Far side, Kuski looking for Johnson. Johnson swings off of the libero once again. That's off the wall, and another kill for Amber Johnson. That is 3 here in this set. Going to force a Cardinal timeout, and the Vikes are rolling back with a 6-point lead here in set number 2. Last Friday, we had a thriller here on WLA TV as we get caught up with the other sports action here in the WLA circles, and the Vikings football team had a pseudo playoff game. It was win and you're in against the Lemira Lions, and the Vikes won it 21-14. Not without some drama late in that one. They were up 21-0. 2 straight touchdowns in the last 3.5 minutes or so for the Lions. They recovered 1 onside kick. Looked like they had another, but they were out of bounds. So, but hey, it's survive and advance time in all of the sports. We're into WIAA postseason action for all 4 of the fall sports. Cross-country races on Saturday. Soccer starts their journey as the 4 seed in their sectional. They play Howards Grove on Thursday, and then Racine Lutheran for the Vikings. Tough matchup for them as they go on the road for the first level of the playoffs for football. And then, of course, Viking volleyball, who starts and started well here tonight. They lead by 6 here in the second, and there's the second service error. Now again, I've had this conversation with Coach Recker a couple of times throughout the year. You stomach those errors after you get, a couple aces and a couple other points, right? You win 3 or 4 points, you can deal with a serve into the net. You can be a little bit more aggressive. There's an error. Those ones, right as I talk about it, that was Fritter for Marshall. Those are a little less easy to stomach when you haven't scored any points, and then you get the error. And Marshall had it there. 13-7, Lindsay Nell back to the service line. She's there with the jump serve. off balance was whole. And a chance here for Chemnitz off the block. Nice job there by Marshall defensively. Comes to the near side. Once again, off balance, outside of the pole there. And it's going to give another point to the Vikings. Couldn't tell who that was. That was actually number 7 now that I look at it. Erin Virgil, who couldn't get her swing in bounds. Chance here for Nell to continue. This is far out on the far side, pardon me. And service error number 3. So as soon as I start talking about the Vikes' proficiency serving, they have a couple of errors. You can blame me. They still lead it by 6, 14-8. That's a tough one. Kuski battling at the net. The Vikes tip it over, and somehow the Vikes will it across. That was Peyton Chemnitz who got the last touch. And Siri Kuski just kind of ran next to Kiera Shea, and they're both kind of doing the boxing punches. And that's what Siri Kuski did there. That was just a sheer will and determination. It was a battle at the net, and it was won by Siri Kuski and Peyton Chemnitz and company. 15-8. Here's a good swing. Probably best swing of the night there. That was number 11, Abby Ward. Pushed across by the Cardinals. Chemnitz is going to get a chance from Kuski. Near side, this is going to be outside the pole for sure. Yep, there it is. And another point for the Vikings as they continue to extend this lead. Another timeout for the Cardinals. They needed it. And the Vikes lead it here by 8. Second timeout already. Well, shouldn't I say already? It seems like we just started this second set, but the Vikes already have 16, and they've doubled up Marshall. Again, winner gets Lake Country Lutheran, who is the 1 seed in the sectional. Lake Country Lutheran not playing this evening. They are one of the teams that had a bye in the first round. No 16 seed, just a sectional of 15 teams. So they get this first night off. Maybe a couple Lake Country Lutheran fans tuning in, perhaps. Who knows? Here on WLA TV. We certainly appreciate you tuning in. And I think this will be the last broadcast, as there's little chance the Vikings will be back at home, as another ace for the Vikes. 7 as a team, 3rd for Kuski. She's tied with Milena Dins in that category for the team lead. I believe this will be the last one. I don't know what date the first basketball game is. We'll cover all of those. We'll carry all of them here on WLA TV. I cannot wait for basketball season. Should be a fun one for both of the teams. The boys team certainly looks like at the end of the year they were trending in the right direction, and the girls team loses a lot. But there is still a lot of talent. Cupboards are not bare for Coach Schroffnagel and Coach Supernan and the rest of that program. Here's Amber Johnson, far side. She said it was a touch, and the line judge saw it as well. The official on the floor did not. The line judge did see a touch off of a block, so point to the Vikings and another kill for Amber Johnson. 4 for her. Four for Johnson, 5 for Chemnitz, 7 for Dins, 1 for Supernan, 1 for Cole, 2 for Lindsay Nell. 3 aces for Kuski, 3 for Dins. That's kind of the statistics so far, or highlight of the statistics. And again, all of those wildly unofficial statistics. And hey, as we say it, there's another one. And Siri Kuski is cooking from the service line. The Vikings are cooking. 19-8. No let up for the Vikings. It's been all gas. No breaks. And here's going to be another one. This set has been more errors from Marshall, but don't let that distract you from the fact that the Vikings are playing incredibly well so far here tonight. And Kuski got a little greedy. She stomps her foot. She knows how close that was to being her 5th ace here of the evening. As it seems like every bounce has gone the Vikings' way, so, I think they'd be getting a little greedy if they said they were unlucky with that one. Callie Weissensel serves, and we're to that danger area again for Marshall. Kuski looks far side. Supernan, that's into the net. Supernan was looking cross court. Almost the angle on the attack was too far across and just caught a little bit of the tape and curled down the net. Here's Johnson, back set from Michaela Carey. Or check that, I'm sorry, that was Kuski, obviously. And Johnson was deep on that one. So a couple straight points here, 3-0 run for Marshall. Got to have more of that to get back into this set, that's for sure. Kuski looks back row swing from Kiera Shea. And let's see, where do I have my season statistics? How many swings has Kiera Shea taken this year? Oh, 60. Okay, they say she's got 60 attempts. Oh, and there's an ace. As Johnson just, I don't know if that knuckled before her or what happened there. That was an awkward looking play. Just kind of fell at her feet. 20-13, so a 5-0 run now. Kuski far to the middle. Chemnitz is out with another. Chemnitz thought there might have been a tip. There was not. And this is exactly what Marshall needed. Go on a little run here. Coach Recker staying pretty stoic over there. I think that's a good thing for this team. Coach Recker and Supernan into the block there as the Cardinals are on quite the run here. That's a 7-0 run. But Coach Recker, and it's credit to him and how his team responds to adversity, stays pretty calm. Never really shows too much emotion on that far side. There's Chemnitz, that's down, and she has 6. 21-15. And now that's easy to say, and it's probably a little easier to do when you're up by, say 12 points in the second set. But even there, would have been easy to overreact, take a timeout, get your team, almost rattle your team. And credit to him for responding in the right way. There's Milena Dins. Always helps to have someone like Milena Dins on the floor, too, who you can set the ball to, and she can, crush it into and off of a serve, or off of a block. Dins has 8. Johnson's been terrific from the service line. No aces yet for her, but she's been good. Here's Chemnitz, little off balance, saved. I think that would have been out. Cardinals kept it in, weren't sure. Kuski, back set. Supernan, she's had some success from here. Nothing there. Far side, swing over the block of the Vikings. Kuski has to just serve it over. Chance here for the Cards. Tipped by Hull and out. Vikes are just a pair of points away. And after what was, I believe, a 7-0 run for the Cardinals, the Vikes have gone on a 3-0 run and are on the verge of closing out the second set here. Near side, Hull. Shea. Kuski, far side. Dins times it up well off of the dig attempt, and the Vikes are a point away. And Milena Dins is nearing double-digit kills in the first 2 sets. Johnson. Chance to win the set. Near side Hull. Off of the tape. Dug up by Kuski. Shea looks to Chemnitz. Chemnitz has to give a free one. And the set attempt, Kate Luzinski, the sophomore, tried to catch the Vikings on their back feet. It goes into the net, and the Vikings have won the first 2 sets. First one, 25-18. Here in the second, 25-15. And they are well on their way to a regional win. Set up a date with the number 1 Lake Country Lutheran team. We're going to take a timeout here between the sets. Appreciate you tuning in here on WLA TV. regional action. Last set, well, I shouldn't say that. Third set. Vikings trying to make it the last set. Coming up next on WLA TV. Stay with us. Third set just about underway here. And I do apologize. We had the huddle camera muted early in the game for the music so that we didn't get taken off of YouTube, and I didn't see that it never got turned back on. So I apologize about that. Hopefully you got the crowd noise here. Got crowds now. It's the best part of sports so far this year, right? Far side, Kuski looks for Johnson. Johnson over the block. Chance here on the near side. Good swing there off the block or off the dig attempt of Kiera Shea, and Hull has her 5th kill here tonight for the Cardinals. Hull, just a freshman. Good mix of youth and experience on this Marshall team. Very similar to the Vikings. Now the Vikings only have a couple of seniors. Michaela Carey and Peyton Chemnitz, the only 2 seniors on this team. So a lot of this coming back for the Vikings, and maybe make me make a run at a flyweight conference championship next year. Off the ceiling is okay to play. The Vikes will play it. Chemnitz gives the free one back to Marshall. Near side, Hull swings off the tape, dug up and just forced over just about by Peyton Chemnitz. Blocked, fight at the net. That's going to stay in. Carey looks to Kuski. Kuski tips it over. Battle at the net. Yeah, I think that was a little too much there from Chemnitz. She did not tip it back. That was more of a throwback. And better start this set for the Cardinals. Couldn't have been much worse than they started the last set. They were trailing 5-0 before you could blink. Nice job sprawling from Shea, but it's out. Kiera Shea, as it hit off of the tape and caught the Vikings off guard. And it's 3-0 here in the third set. Dins, Kuski, far side, Johnson. Johnson, sprawling save there. And a free one coming for the Vikes if it gets across. It does, and it was a good one. And Shea will dig this one up. Kuski, middle, Chemnitz. Oh, I was going to say that is a double hit or whatever you want to define that one as. And the first point here of the third set for the Vikings. First 3 points here for the Cardinals, and now Siri Kuski will go to work. She scored 5 points for the Vikes to start the second set. Battle at the net, won once again by Peyton Chemnitz. We have seen Peyton Chemnitz win a lot of those battles at the net this year. Been a very valuable asset for the Vikings. That's a better swing. Dins, and Shea tried the one-hand pass back to the middle of the floor. Usually that works. Usually she's pretty proficient at that. Not that time though. And it's 4-2. Kuski, middle, Chemnitz. That's hammered down off of the pass. That was the setter, Kate Luzinski. Couldn't handle the heat from Peyton Chemnitz. Amber Johnson will serve. Now just a 1-point third set. Johnson into the net. And that'll kind of spoil what has been a terrific night at the service line for Amber Johnson. She has 4 kills, hasn't really gotten going as we know she can from offensively, but has still been good from the service line. Kuski forced into making that pass, and Abby Cole's just going to give it back to the Cardinals. Near side, that's not a tremendous set, and Amber Johnson couldn't catch up to it. A good spot there from Kirsten Hull, who didn't get to really swing at it. But it all counts the same, as it's a 2-0 run here for Marshall to regain a 3-point lead. Kuski, far side, Dins, first swing of the third set here, and I believe that was out. Yep. That was close, though. That took some guts there from Abby Cole, who had made up her mind that she was just going to let that one fall to the gym floor. Good decision by the sophomore, and the Vikes trail 6-4. Peyton Chemnitz will be back to serve now for the Vikings. She pops it onto the Marshall side. Kuski looks far side, Dins. Dins dug up. Nice little slide play by Marshall, but it's deep. Well designed. Probably the best looking offensive transition that time from Marshall, but Abby Ward couldn't keep it in play, so Chemnitz will continue. Vikes trail by just a point now, 6-5. Chance here for Hull. She tips it over. Din sprawls out. Cole, I thought that might have been whistled as a violation from Abby Cole. It was not. I think the Marshall coach probably thought so too. But we play on. Kuski looks far side. Dins, that's deep. And a point for Marshall. 7-5, so this has been better from Marshall. The response, haven't let the Vikings go on a run that the Vikes went on both in the first and second sets that allowed them to run away with both of those sets. Second set really was never a competition. Johnson, better pass this time. Looks behind her, does Siri Kuski, off the block and down for the second kill of the night for Abby Cole. Cole will be replaced then by Carey, who will come in when she is beckoned onto the floor to serve. And Cole will again take a seat with a couple of kills. Now Cole, worth noting, does not get the opportunities that some of, does not play all the way around. Just this on the right side does Abby Cole, right side hitter. And that's another error there. So the Vikings are creeping closer to a 1-1 here. 8 aces, 6 service errors. What was at one point a 6-1 count is now 8-6. Getting closer. Dins hammered down in. She's into double figures. 10 kills for Milena Dins. And the Vikes back within a point. See if Milena can get the Vikes going here and go on a little bit of a run of her own from the service line. Jump serve from Dins, and no. Straight, that was closer to the bottom tape than the top. Two-point lead for Marshall. This is the setter into the net, Luzinski. And changing of the middles here as Lindsay Nell is replaced by Peyton Chemnitz. Back set here for the Cards. Shea, Kuski, Chemnitz off the block and down for Peyton Chemnitz, who is nearing double figures herself. She now has 8 kills tonight, and the Vikes have come all the way back to tie this up. The biggest lead here in the third set has been 3 from Marshall. Biggest lead in the first set was 4 for the Cardinals. Sprawling out is Milena Dins. She can't get there. Kind of looks up, wry smile on her face. And it's 10-9 here in the third set. Back to serve now is Hallie Weinstensel. For Marshall. Good one here. Dug up by Shea. Kuski looks far side. It's Amber Johnson. Tips it over. That's a good one, and that's down for the Vikings. And Amber Johnson finally gets a bounce to go her way. And Abby Cole will come back on for Michaela Carey. Siri Kuski. Back to serve. Near side, that's Hole. Shea, Kuski, far side, Johnson. Johnson down the line and found a spot. Back to back for Amber Johnson, who's now up to 6 kills here tonight. And the Vikes have their first lead of this third set. They lead at 11-10. Siri Kuski. Good one from her. Middle set for the Cards. Kuski finds her spot up front. Oh, that's another good one from Peyton Chemnitz, dug up by the libero Lontop. Kuski looks far side again, tipped up and over. Good spot. Amber Johnson out. And the Vikes are on a nice run here. 12-10. And not shockingly, you look down and it's Siri Kuski serving. That's off the block. Now again, it's not all Siri Kuski. Understood. She's got teammates. That's down. And I thought that was on the Marshall side. It was not. And nice job there from Marshall to kind of stymie the run and not let it get out of hand like they did in the second set. Vikes lead by just a point. Dug up by Shea. Kuski back sets to Johnson. Johnson tries to find a spot. Vikings were rotating on the other side and almost got caught by the Cardinals, and then there's a collision on the Marshall side of the floor. And point goes to the Vikings. 13-11. Let's see if Amber Johnson can rediscover some of her serving prowess that she showed in the first 2 sets. That is off the block and down. A couple of these bounces were not going Marshall's way earlier in the match, more specifically in that second set. They are now. And a good response once again that time from the Cardinals. I believe that's Navy held, if I can see that correctly. Black numbers on the red uniforms aren't the easiest to tell from 40 yards away. And another Peyton Chemnitz battle at the net that is won by the Vikings senior. No, that was number 8, Sydney Flint. That was serving for Marshall. Here's Peyton Chemnitz. Oh, that's terrific from Peyton Chemnitz. And she's going to have to pass one here. Looked like it might be an overpass. It was into the net instead, which is perhaps even more difficult to deal with. No one said she was a back row specialist. Peyton Chemnitz offers a lot to this team. Perhaps, back row defense is not one of those things. Here's Kuski. Looks to Cole. Cole, Abby Cole kind of able to contort her body and hit a ball that was almost behind her head and smashed it cross court, found an opening, and Cardinals couldn't catch up to it. 15-13, Michaela Carey back onto the floor for the aforementioned Abby Cole. Vikings on the floor, Shea Johnson, Kuski, Nell, Dins, along with Michaela Carey, who will serve right now for the Vikings. Near side, swing there off of the block of Nell and down. Good swing that time. I believe it was number 9, Elena Cramblett, who I believe I have that down for her first kill. Might have been number 5, Courtney Checky as well. And I believe we have a service violation. Yeah, they're going to say that Abby Ward stepped across the line there and give another point to the Vikings. Closest set we've had so far here in the third. 16-14, Milena Dins takes a look over at Coach Recker, gets her instructions. Right at the libero she goes. Chance here for Kuski. Kuski goes to the middle. Nell hammers one. Down cross court for Lindsay Nell. Just her third kill here tonight. Nell usually a little bit more active offensively, but the Vikes have had so much success from Chemnitz, Dins, and Johnson. Haven't needed Nell tonight. Oh, that's into the net. And the Vikes have now 8 aces and 8 errors, which means after starting 6-1, they've now gone 7 errors to just 2 aces in the last set and a half. That's an overpass from Shea. Those are pretty rare. See if the Cardinals can punish the Vikings. Shea just has to pass this one across as a couple of Vikings were laying on the floor, and Carey can't catch up to that one. 17-16. Continuing to serve as Kate Luzinski. That's better from Carey. Far side. And again, a down the line attempt from Amber Johnson. Cardinals haven't been in sync offensively here in this third set, but that's off once again the block of Siri Kuski, and the Cardinals have tied it up. First to 8 points here. 17-17. That's into the net. So an error when they least needed it, or certainly did not need it there. For Marshall. Sends Kiera Shea to the service line. Shea throws a right hand at it. Back set. Shea gets this one, tips it up. Dins. Chemnitz will deal with it. That's good from Marshall. Vikes were into the net, and it was down anyways. But they're going to say Amber Johnson was into the net regardless. Tied back up, 18-18. Couple of subs come on for Marshall. One will serve. That's number 12, Hallie Wensensel. The other is the freshman Kirsten Hole, who has been the best offensive player tonight for the Cardinals. She has 6 kills. Wensensel serves. Dug up by Shea. Kuski looks far side. There's Amber Johnson. She goes around the block. Chance here for Hole. Good swing. Shea, Kuski, middle. Chemnitz just has to get it across. Chance once again for Hole. Good swing off the tape. Up by Shea. Cross from Kuski. Tipped by Johnson. And another net violation. Who was that? Are you going to say number 7? Aaron Virgil, they're saying, was in the net that time. I didn't see it. There's been a couple of crucial points, crucial junctures here tonight where Marshall has gone into the net, and it has certainly hurt their chances. Shea, Kuski, middle, Chemnitz in. She found the last couple inches of the floor, or are they going to say that was off of a tip? Doesn't really matter. I think the line judge had her flag down regardless. 20-18. And it's a 2-point lead here for the Vikings. They need to win 5 of the next. Just got to win 5 here. 5 points. Statistical update. Dins has 10 kills. Very quiet here in this third set. She's only got one. One of her 10 kills has come in this third set. Johnson has 7. Only a few minutes after I say quiet night for Amber Johnson, and then she explodes for 4 or 5 kills here in this third set. Here's Siri Kuski. If you want to go on a run, not many better people to have at the service line. Oh, that is unlucky for the Vikings. Off of the block of Abby Cole and just rolled along the top of the net. 20-19. Isabella Lontop, the senior for Marshall. Shea, overpass from her. Dug up by Cole. Kuski looks back to Cole. Cole's going to have a chance to swing. That's a good one from Abby Cole. Vikes shift over. Get the block. Tipped up by Chemnitz. Shea digs it out. Looks back to Chemnitz, does Kuski. Good swing there from Peyton Chemnitz. Good dig by the Cardinals. Swing here, loops over the block. Shea's there to meet it. Cole, back set from Kuski. Tipped up, and a double hit. I'm not sure about that. That certainly looked like a tip, like a block, and then a pass. The referee is going to stick with his call of a double hit. You have the ability on the lives. I don't have replay. It certainly looked like it was a tip and then a pass. But they are going to give the point to the Vikings. That's a big, big point. That goes the Vikings' way. 21-19. Set to the near side. That's hammered down by Kirsten Hull. 21-20. Back on to serve as number 8, Sydney Flint, the junior for Marshall. And a chance to tie it up if she can put it in play, and the Cards can win the point. Kuski looks to Chemnitz. Chemnitz, middle of the floor, off of the libero, on top, and Chemnitz is into double figures. She ties Milena Dins for a team-high 10 kills, at least by this broadcaster's count that, may or may not understand the game. That's into the net. I do understand that's a service error, and the Vikes now have more errors than they did aces. And that is going to, number one, that's why this third set is close. Part of the reason why it's close, and I'm sure that's something that's going to frustrate Coach Recker if he goes back and watches this or reviews his notes on this game, is the Vikes were serving terrifically the first 3 sets. Down the line goes Abby Cole. That's her 4th kill. Abby Cole, let me look at what she averages in terms of kills per match. I guess kills per set is 0.9, so I suppose she's right on pace for what she normally does. It just feels like Abby Cole's had some big points here for the Vikings. She takes a seat. Michaela Carey, and that one must have slipped out of her hand there from Michaela Carey, and she stomps the gym floor a couple of times. Next play, 23-22. Vikes still lead it. Jump serve from number 11, Abby Ward. Overpass from Carey and not punished. That was a chance for the Cardinals. I think that was number 5, Courtney Checky. Overpass from Michaela Carey, and the Cardinals will use their final timeout. Last chance to talk it over here for the Cardinals. And they're down to their last point, 24-22. Said it earlier on. Very unlikely the Vikes will play again here. They would have to knock off, just a lot of carnage would have to happen for them to play again here at the WLA gym. So obviously same thing would have to happen to football. A lot of carnage for them to play again at Viking Field. We don't do soccer on WLA TV as of yet. Still trying to find a way that we could. Dins, is this the one? It is. The Vikes have won the first round of the regional WIAA playoffs. 25-18, 25-15, 25-22. The Vikes move on. They'll set up a Thursday date with Lake Country Lutheran on the road. And the team will trot over to sing the alma mater, the Academy song with the students. Get you some final facts and figures here tonight on WLA TV. 8 service aces to 9 service errors for the Viking. 3 aces for Dins, 4 for Siri Kuski. Milena Dins had 10 kills. She led the team, tied with Peyton Chemnitz with the 10. Amber Johnson had 7 kills, 1 for Avery Supernan, 3 for Lindsay Nell, 4 for Abby Cole. Leader for Marshall was Kirsten Hull, the freshman, with 7 kills. So we will take a look at the basketball schedule, and the next time I speak with you virtually, we're going to be watching hoops. Can't wait for that. Basketball season, the best season, right? But we're not ready for these fall seasons to be done. All 4 teams, all 4 programs, still attempting to make their runs in the WIAA playoffs. Once again, the 8th seeded volleyball team wins here tonight. They will play the 1 seed Lake Country Lutheran on Thursday. On Thursday night at 7 p.m. at the Fond du Lac Soccer Complex, the Viking soccer team will take on the 13th seeded Howards Grove soccer team. If they win that, they will play the winner of number 5 Kiel and number 12 Amro on Saturday at 7 p.m. On Friday, down at Racine Lutheran, the Viking football team plays Racine Lutheran. That's a 7 p.m. kick there. And then on Saturday, it's a sectional cross-country meet at Manitowoc Lutheran for the WLA cross-country team. Cross-country team girls who earlier this year was ranked in the top 15 in the state. Both teams placed 4th at the conference races down at Mayville Golf Course last week. So all 4 teams still going here. It's impossible for me not to get a little excited for basketball season to be rolling around the corner, though. And a couple of great teams, and the wrestling team should be good once again this year. We'll have all of that when we get there. When the time is right, we will have that here on WLA TV. Jordan King saying, thanks for joining us. 25-18, 25-15, 25-22. The Vikings are regional winners here in the first round of the regional playoffs. Thursday, they will take on Lake Country Lutheran. Signing off, saying so long until basketball season. Appreciate you tuning in. Have a good night, and we appreciate you watching on WLA TV.